And yes, we are back again. Welcome to a new year. Welcome to a new month. And yes, if this is your first time of visiting this channel, this is Forex Trading. My name is Andrew, and I bring you weekly market outlook every weekend right here on this channel so far as the financial market is concerned. And so if this is your first time of visiting this channel, don't forget to hit on the subscribe button and smash the notification bell so that whenever I post a new video, you will get notified as soon as possible. Yeah, so we're in a new year, all right, year 2023, and so this episode happens to be my very first weekend or weekly market outlook so far as the year 2023 is concerned. So there's a lot that I'm going to be talking about, and try and watch it to the end because I have something to share with you guys getting to the end of the video. So just as we normally do, we go through the few bets on my watch list and then we see how the market or what the market has for us going into a new week. Remember, it's a new week, it's a new quarter. All right, we are still in the first quarter of the year 2023, and this happens to be the second month of the first quarter of 2023, and so you know that there's going to be a lot of liquidity injection in the market. We had the FOMC coming up last week as well as the NFP. All right, the market really went crazy. All right, the market went crazy, and we had the FOMC, or we had the interest rates being increased by 25 basis points. All right, yes, we had the interest rate being increased by 25 basis points, and the NFP also gave us a really massive increase in employment numbers. So that should tell you that the dollar index at the moment is very strong. All right, the dollar index is very strong, and so going into the first quarter, I would like to see a bullish dollar index. All right, I want to see dollar index going or moving to the upside. All right, yeah, so let's go through the market and then see what we are likely to get ourselves involved in so far as next week is concerned. Yeah, so we start with the dollar index. So the dollar index, with my last analysis, I made you aware that I'm looking out to this low. All right, I'm looking out for price to finally take out this low, because this is the low of the last 6 months. Yes, so this is the low of the previous 6 months. So I just want to see a new low formed for the next 6 months. Yes, and so I want to see how price reacts in this area. All right, yes, but at the moment price is looking bullish. All right, price is looking bullish on the dollar index, and so this is the daily that we are seeing. You've seen price move up to it to take out these buy side liquidity, and so I'm going to take this as my order block. And so going into next week, I want to see price retrace a little bit back into this order block. All right, I want to see price retrace a little bit back into this order block, then we see a continuation to the upside, taking out this liquidity we are seeing here. All right, yeah, so let's move to the 1 hour time frame and see. Yes, so this is what I was talking about. All right, this is what I was talking about. So scaling down to the 1 hour time frame, this is what I'm likely to see going into next week. All right, remember we had this impulse move to the upside, taking out this buy side liquidity, and so going into next week, I want to see price retrace a little bit into this impulse move we are seeing here. We are likely to see price either fill 50% of this move. All right, fill 50% of this move or tap into this bearish candle we are seeing here before we see a continuation to the upside. But let's quickly look at what is happening on the 4 hour. Yeah, so just that. All right, we are likely to see price fill 50% of this move we are seeing here, or we see price tap into this order block we are seeing here before we see a move to the upside. So I'll be expecting to see a little bit of retracement Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. All right, within these days I want to see the retracement happening and a low of the week to form before we see a move to the upside. Yeah, so that is my expectation on the dollar index going into next week. Let's look at what is happening on GBPUSD. Yeah, so for GBPUSD, bullish dollar, bearish GBPUSD. Yeah, I'm bearish on GBPUSD. I want to see price take out this low, then move into this bullish order block. Bullish order block we are seeing here. Yeah, so that is just that for GBPUSD. Let's move to the 4-hour and see what is happening on the 4-hour. All right, yeah. So next week I want to see price retrace a little bit to form the high of the week. Then we see a continuation to the upside. But I don't know if you see what I'm seeing. Yeah, there's a fair value gap here. Yes, there is a fair value gap here, and so I want to see price move a little bit into this fair value gap, all right, or even into this other block. I will see how price is going to react. Then we see a continuation to the downside. Yeah, so that is going to be my expectation on GBPUSD going into next week. I'll wait for the retracement to happen. All right, so just as I said on the dollar index, I'll wait for the retracement to happen Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Between these days, the retracement to happen, then we see a continuation to the upside, to the downside. All right, yeah, so let's move on. If you haven't subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and then smash the notification bell to as well. Right from here, watch to the end. I'm really going to give you I'm going to give you a gist. All right, I'm going to give you a gist at the end of the video, so try and watch to the end. And right after here we are going to look at the economic news for next week. All right, we are going to look at the economic news for next week. That is going to help us brace ourselves into next week. Yeah, so that is just that for GBPUSD. Let's look at what is happening on AUDUSD. Let's just look at what is happening on AUDUSD. Yes, so for AUDUSD too, I'm bearish on this pair as well. All right, yes, when I'm bullish on the dollar index, I'm bearish on XXXUSD pairs. Yes, so take note of that. So let's look at AUDUSD. So for AUDUSD, I want to see price come down. All right, I'm expecting a bearish move on the dollar index, taking out all these sell-side liquidity into this order block. This is the daily, so let's scale down to lower time frame and see what is happening. Let's switch to the 4-hour and see what is happening on the 4-hour time frame. So with the 4-hour, we are seeing a very interesting setup here. Yes, I don't know if you have seen what I'm seeing, but I'm seeing a very interesting setup here. Yeah, so we have a breaker right here. All right, yes, a breaker, because this is the last down close candle prior to price moving up to take out these buy side liquidity. And right after this buy side liquidity was taken, we saw price moving to the downside, taking out this low. All right, there's a major low, so we saw price taking out this low. And so going into next week, right, I want to see price retrace a little bit, and we can see this is a breaker, and within the breaker we have a fair value gap. And so that really makes it a very high probability for me. That really makes it a very high probability setup for me, because breakers with fair value gaps are very powerful. Take note of that. All right, yeah, so I want to see price move a little bit, and just as you can see here, price tapped into this other block. Yes, price tapped into this other block we are seeing here. Yeah, and so going into next week, I want to see price move into this breaker and fair value gap. Then we see a move to the downside. So I'm very bearish. I'm very bearish on AUDUSD. All right, I'm very bearish on AUDUSD, and so let me mark the fair value gap and then teach you something here. All right, yes, let me mark out the fair value gap and give you a tip. All right, with fair value gaps, it's not every fair value gap that price fills it completely. All right, most of the time it just fills 50% of the fair value gap, then we see a move to the downside. All right, we call it the consequent encroachment here, something like that here. So just take note that you're going to see price, most of the times we see price fill in the fair value gap, and then fill 50% of the fair value gap, and then we see a move to the downside. And so yeah, I'm going to measure 50% of this fair value gap. I'm really going to measure 50% of this fair value gap, and so it's right here. All right, yes, so, and it's within the it's within the breaker block too as well. All right, within the breaker block as well. So just take note of that. So this is the 50% of the fair value gap, and so I'm expecting to see price at least fill 50% of the fair value gap and tap into this breaker block. Then we see a move to the downside here. So that is my expectation on AUDUSD going into next week. Yeah, so we are done with the USD pairs. Let's go what has happened on the JPYs. Yes, let's go what has happened on the JPY. So for GBPJPY, price is, let's go to the higher time frame and see price is bullish on the higher time frame, the weekly time frame. All right, we already saw price come down to clear all these sell side liquidity. Then we saw price moving up to clear the buy side liquidity, causing a break in the market structure. And we've seen price coming down to the zone. It failed to take out this low, or it failed to make a new lower low. All right, so this is a lower high we are seeing here, and then we've seen price with a just ended week reacting this way. All right, it failed to even reach this low as well, and so that should tell you that we are bullish on GBPJPY. But on the daily, it's not really looking good. On the daily, price is not really looking very good on the daily, because it looks like we are consolidating on the daily. All right, yeah, so we are not really getting a very clear move so far as the daily time frame on GBPJPY is concerned. So I'll be a little bit reluctant taking trades on GBPJPY. All right, yes, so this is the 1 hour. So I'm gonna observe to see how price is going to react within this zone. All right, because look at something here. Right after price taking out liquidity, all right, took out liquidity and it tapped into this zone we are seeing here. We saw price moving up, all right, breaking structures, all right, to the upside, taking out buy side liquidity on the 1 hour. And so going into next week, I want to see how price will react when it gets here, because definitely this zone is going to be filled. Yeah, we even have a fair value gap here, but we see how market will react when it gets to that zone. All right, yeah, so I'll be monitoring on the 1 hour to see how price will react. If this bearish block, if this bearish candle holds price, then definitely you're going to see price continue to move to the upside. Yeah, so that is my expectation on GBPJPY going into next week. Let's look at what is happening on EURJPY. So for EURJPY, market is bullish, just as we saw on GBPJPY. Yes, we are seeing a very bullish market. I think even the weekly is much clearer than GBPJPY. All right, yeah. So from next week, I want to see price shoot to the upside. Yeah. So look at what happened: consolidation, manipulation, distribution. All right, consolidation, manipulation, sorry, consolidation, manipulation, distribution. Yeah, so we saw price consolidating, and then right after the consolidation we saw price moving to the downside to take out sell side liquidity, and right after that we saw a move to the upside. All right, yes, so we saw a move to the upside. And so going into next week, so this is it. So accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Yes, so take note of that. I hope you remember that concept. Yeah, this is an ICT concept that I learned 2 years ago. Yeah, and I'm still using it. Yeah, so going into next week, I want to see price fill at least 50% of this impulse swing we are seeing here. All right, yes, so this is the impulse swing we are seeing here. I want to see price fill at least 50% of this impulse swing. Then we see a continuation to the upside. All right, and right within that 50%, there is a fair value gap. All right, there is a fair value gap. So I want to see price fill that 50%. Then we see a continuation to the upside. Then we see a continuation to the upside. Yeah, so that is just that for the pairs I'm going to look out for going into next week. That is just that for the pairs I'm going to look out for going into next week. Let's quickly see what is happening on the economic calendar. All right, let's quickly see what is happening on the economic calendar. All right, so this is how the economic calendar is appearing. All right, I already gave you reasons why I'm not using Forex Factory again. You can check into my playlist. I made a video on that, so go check it out. All right, I'm not using FX Street. Yeah, so this is what the economic calendar is looking like. Sunday is a holiday for the NZD, and Monday 5 a.m. all right, Monday 5 a.m. that is the Euro high impact news retail sales, and 7:30 p.m. we have the Australian dollar. Yes, the Australian dollar, that is trade balance, and then the interest rate announcement on 10:30 p.m. all right, yeah, so Monday is going to be interesting so far as the Australian dollar is concerned. There's going to be an interest rate announcement, and Tuesday there is a speech by the Bank of Canada, and there's a speech also by the Fed. And Thursday we have the Euro index CPI. Yeah, let me put it that way, CPI for Euro, and monetary policy statement for the Australian dollar 7:30. And Friday, GBP GDP. All right, GBP GDP 2 a.m. and that is 2 a.m. and there is also a net change in employment. All right, employment numbers for the Canadian dollar, and then we have the Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index for US, and yeah, this is just a holiday for the JPY. Yeah, so that is just that. All right, that is just that. And all these times are in Eastern time. All right, that is New York time, and so you might want to convert into your local time. All right, yeah, so that is just that. So far as the weekly market outlook is concerned. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, click on the subscribe button and smash the notification bell, and check out my Telegram channel. So the link is in the description box below. Click on it and then be part of the Flax Trading Telegram community. All right, I wish you all good luck and good trade. I'm out.